through 5.
It is early morning. I just left Shinagawa Station. My destination? Kitakyushu, a city rich in history nestled on the northern shores of Kyushu Island. My vessel for this adventure is none other than the iconic Shinkansen. Hello Mount Fuji, nice to see you again. I must admit, I missed your perfect symmetry, your snow-cloaked peak, the way you command attention even from afar. 2 days in Kitakyushu lie ahead. Join me as I rewind the clock to March 2024 to once again relive that wonderful trip. Arrived in Kitakyushu. But wait, why is it Kokura and not Kitakyushu Station? Well, Kokura was once an independent city, its pulse intertwined with the steel mills, samurai legends, and the rhythmic clatter of trains. When Kitakyushu emerged as a fusion of Kokura with the neighboring towns, Kokura retained its identity. So I'm looking forward to experience Kokura's dual role: gateway to Kitakyushu and keeper of tales, a canvas of past and present. Here is one of the most prominent elements of Kokura's past, the Kokura Castle. It was built in early 17th century by the local clan and, like so many others, tasted fire during an armed conflict. What we see today is a 20th century copy of the original. Furthermore, the famous swordsman Miyamoto Musashi is said to be connected to this castle. Kokura Castle became inextricably linked to his duel with Sasaki Kojiro, another prominent swordsman. Musashi challenged Kojiro to an epic duel, which ended quite unepically for Kojiro, with his crushed skull. Toto Ltd is a Japanese multinational toilet manufacturer, which is known for its washlet and other toilet/bathroom products. For example, the bath of my hotel room is fully Toto dominated, and so are the most public toilets and pissoirs of Kitakyushu, by the way. Toto's headquarters is located here, and right next to it, the Toto Museum, which stands as a testament to the history of toilets. As an ardent admirer of Toto's washlet, I could not miss the opportunity to visit this museum. More toilets with washlets to the masses, I say. Wow, that must have been a huge fire. Hey, that's why the Wi-Fi is not working. Remember Clive Barker's horror character Pinhead? And I am now on a bridge full of penne heads. Closing the first day in Kitakyushu, I climb a small mountain called Komonji, with a great view on Kitakyushu and the Kanmon Straits. Over there on the left side is Shimonoseki, and this is Kanmon Bridge. I will go there tomorrow. My plan was to make the hike to Komonji as the last noteworthy event on my first day of Kitakyushu, but I changed my mind. I spontaneously decided to close the day with a short trip to the Wakato Bridge, a graceful suspension bridge which is quite photogenic at night, as you can see. I start my second day in Kitakyushu with a visit of Mojiko Retro, the retro chic town of Mojiko Port in Kitakyushu. I'm just passing Venice, by the way. Mojiko is a blend of history, architecture and scenic beauty, where the echoes of Meiji era resonate through cobblestone streets, restored red brick buildings and the port itself. This is the already mentioned Kanmon Bridge, a suspension bridge with a central length of somewhat over a kilometer, crossing the Kanmon Straits. On the Honshu side of the bridge is Shimonoseki, which contributed kan to the name of the strait. And on the Kyushu side is Kitakyushu, whose former city and present ward, Moji, gave the strait its mon, therefore Kanmon. To have a better view at the bridge and the Kanmon Straits, I hike up the hill where once Moji Castle stood. It is on this side of the Kanmon Bridge, a little behind it. Let's see this bridge from the other side. I will cross the strait by using a pedestrian tunnel and then hike along the coast to Shimonoseki station, from where I take the local train back to Kokura. This is the entrance to the Kanmon pedestrian tunnel, which is 780 meters long. I am a little excited since I have never crossed an underwater tunnel by foot. Unfortunately, it's not like in an aquarium, but we probably would not see much in these murky waters anyway. I am at a historically significant place in Japan, the place of the Battle of Dan-no-ura, as marked by this monument. The Battle of Dan-no-ura was a major sea battle in the late 12th century during the Genpei Civil War, when the fleet of the Minamoto clan decisively defeated the fleet of the Taira clan. This victory marked the end of the Taira clan's dominance and solidified the Minamoto's control over Japan. By the way, according to legend, the so-called Heike crabs found in the straits near Shimonoseki are considered by the Japanese to hold the spirits of the fallen Taira warriors. Just look at the back of such a crab. It does look as if its back armor shows the facial expression of an angry samurai. Shimonoseki is a blend of history, architecture and scenic beauty, where the echoes of Meiji era resonate through cobblestone streets. No, wait, we had this already. But still, Shimonoseki is also a fusion of tradition and modernity, or rather, modernity with dots of tradition. Some of it manifests itself in the architecture of wedding halls. St. Peter's Basilica, US Capitol. No, it's called Notre Dame Shimonoseki. Well, the popularity of wedding halls designed after famous Western churches or buildings is Japan-wide. I hate to leave you, Shimonoseki, but I have to. Let's see your retro trains before going back to Kokura. Back to Kitakyushu's Kokura. I want to mention an interesting historical fact about Kokura. Did you know that it had a remarkable lucky twist of fate during World War II? Kokura managed to avoid complete devastation from atomic bombs not once, but twice. First time, Kokura was the backup location in case the Hiroshima drop-off would go wrong. It did not. And second time, Kokura was the main target of an atomic bomb drop-off, but it did not come about since the bomb needed to be dropped visually, and there was a thick cloud cover preventing that. A true blessing in disguise, standing as a testament to the twists of fate in history. Here is the last attraction for me, Kitakyushu Manga Museum. Although I am not into manga, I am fully aware that it is an essential part of the Japanese pop culture. Remember the statue of a manga character I showed after arriving in Kokura? This was Captain Harlock from Galaxy Express 39, welcoming the visitors and inviting them to the Kitakyushu Manga Museum. I have a couple of hours before boarding my Shinkansen back to Tokyo, so I decide to visit this museum. It turns out to be a manga library, what a surprise! With an impressive collection, starting with children themes and going over to very adult topics. including freaky stuff like, for example, a manga about a character with chainsaw arms, or another about a sushi head character. My trip to Kitakyushu nears its end. I take a final stroll to the port area before I head to the train station. This was indeed a wonderful trip, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Until next time.